why Mark Drakeford has come out to say that United Kingdom is over. He's a very heavyweight politician in the UK, the leader of the Welsh people. He is the first minister of the Welsh people. Wales, of course, in the UK is a principality. And mind you, Prince Charles is supposed to be the Prince of Wales, or should I say, the titular head of the government of Welsh people. But here we have Mark Drakeford saying it categorically that Britain is over. And I want Britain. If you continue to meddle in the affairs of Nigeria to the extent whereby you are presenting a stumbling block to the emancipation of the children of God, the children of light, United Kingdom will be decimated. Because you're very proud and very arrogant, because you think that you're Caucasian, you're white, you can do anything and get away with it. You may think that the disintegration of the UK has nothing to do with Biafra, but I can assure you categorically that it has. If you do not stop meddling in Nigeria, if you do not stop this, your, should I say, perverted, racist devotion to keeping people who shouldn't be one together in one monstrous entity called the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, believe you me, God Almighty in heaven will destroy Britain beyond recognition. And it started to happen already. It is happening already. I warned you and I told you. You may disregard the agitation for Biafra and tag it as nothing. Because you came, you saw, you conquered and you colonized. But I'm warning you today, if you knew the wrath of God will be upon you, as I warned the zoo many, many years ago, if you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. So says the Lord of hosts. Anything I tell you here is gospel. Anything I open my mouth to tell you must come to pass. Because Almighty determined that we should come. And we have come to preach this very gospel in truth and in every honesty. And I want Britain to understand this today. If you stand as an obstacle on the path of Biafra freedom, you will be destroyed. The same way that the late dead Buhari tried. Buhari tried to stop Biafra from coming. Today he's in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Not only that, that kingdom he was trying to build is now shaking. That very kingdom, that very Fulani caliphate, the Fulani takeover of Nigeria is in tatters. Because we are here, or should I say, Chukwokika determined that we should come. And nothing, absolutely nothing is going to stop us from performing the will of the Almighty. Today, I can tell you categorically that in the United Kingdom, the First Minister of Wales, part and parcel of this United Kingdom that colonized, enslaved, subjugated, and today, part of Britain have now said they're going to divide. They will leave. Scotland will leave. Wales will leave. Northern Ireland will join the Irish Republic. And you'll have the Little England at last. And when all this because of their pride and ego, they will not acknowledge that the work they did against the children of God in Biafra land is what is responsible for their demise as a once great nation or a once great people. They are also on the path of decline, and nothing can reverse it unless they stop meddling in the affairs of Biafra. The United Kingdom is over, and a new union should be crafted to reflect a voluntary association of four nations. In other words, Britain will no longer exist. You have England, you have Wales, you have Scotland, and you have Northern Ireland. The reason for that is because they meddled in the affairs of the children of God. As I told you earlier, Almighty God in heaven has a way of punishing his children. And we have been roundly punished, believe you me. If you have to be subjugated under the very cruel of Fulani Janjaweedism, you will understand what we are talking about. As I'm speaking to you right now, most villages are under siege. There are killings and rapings, abductions and murder going on right across the length and breadth of the Zoological Republic, but they cannot understand what is happening to them. They know that the problem of insecurity in Nigeria is intractable for the simple reason that they have failed, should I say, to allow Biafra to go. The sooner they understand this or realize this, the better for everybody. But I'm not sure they will, because they are very stubborn, and as God hardened the heart of Pharaoh to fail, so are they also going to fail. And that is why those of them who are in Benue State, that is why the likes of Governor Autumn or the very young man who was mouthing his rubbish a day or two ago concerning the deployment of Eastern Security Network into Lower Benue is in for a very, very difficult and horrible experience of their lives. I must warn also Governor Autumn of Benue State. I am not laying claim to Benue State, the entirety of Benue State, not at all. What I'm making very clear to you is that there are Igbo people, Igbo communities, not traders, not migrants, not settlers, no. These are our traditional towns, communities, and villages wickedly gerrymandered into the north. That you have Igbo people today answering Igbo names, speaking Igbo language, who are answering to nonsense, an abomination before God Almighty in heaven. I will not allow it to continue. Those Igbo speaking parts of Benue State is part and parcel of Biafra, part and parcel of the eastern region. And should anything happen to them, if you fail to control Fulani incursion into that very territory, then ESN will continue to do their work. And I have commended them earlier and allow me to do so again at this very moment. I commend the men and women, not just of our high command, but also of the Eastern Security Network that successfully pursued and apprehended a notorious Fulani bandit by the name Muhammad Isa. We have the videos. For those of them claiming he's an old man, they're all lying, and they know it very well. He is the leader of a gang of abductors, of rapists, and of murderers, tormenting our farming communities. But I'm glad to report this very evening, morning or night, depending on where you are, that menace, that threat has been permanently put to bed. It will no longer happen. Should our people in Benue State be subjected to further attacks, I am also informing Governor Autumn of Benue State. I will make sure that ESN returns to that very area, or should I say, come out of the bushes to confront whoever comes against the children of the Most High God Elohim in heaven. This is a warning to all of you. For those of you that specialize in, should I say, in twisting the obvious, in turning truth into lies, I never claimed the whole of Benue State. You people carved Igbo people into Benue, which is unacceptable. We are in an era, not that of the old, compromised and discredited Ohaneze Ndiara and Ndiuchu. Not in that very era. No, we are not in that anymore. We are not in the era of compromised governors in the pocket of the Fulani Caliphate. No. We are now in the era of IPOB. And no inch of territory belonging to traditional, should I say, ethnicities making up Biafra will be surrendered to anybody, no. And in Benue State, we have taught them, while they were discussing that, don't come to Benue, we are already on the ground in Benue State, in Lower Benue. And we are not in Benue State that doesn't belong to us. We are in Igbo parts of Benue State, Igbo communities of Benue State. And we are there to defend them, and that is precisely what we are going to do, and nobody is going to discourage us otherwise. We are making it very clear today that the Eastern Security Network is on the ground. We are on the ground in Benue State, and in every part of Biafra land for that matter. We are in Cross River, we are in Akwa Ibom, we are in Bayelsa. Everywhere it is happening. Anywhere we confront Fulani headsmen, these terrorists, we will drive them away. Be rest assured, we are not going to rest one iota until our farmlands, our homes, and our forests are secure. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot happen in Biafra land. Nobody, no idiot can come from anywhere to claim any inch or parcel of Biafran forest. It is not doable. Instead, we all die there. That is why I am making this presentation live, at least for those of you who may be able to come over on Instagram, that I am on Instagram and I'm live. If you want to see a live video of this very broadcast, it is there. You can and should be able to see it. Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them. And we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case. Therefore, anybody, you know, one thing about Nigeria is that they tend to defend the aggressor. It is in their DNA in Nigeria to always support evil. That is why this very newspaper publication, I don't have a means of putting it here on Instagram where I am broadcasting live, where you can see my face and my facial expression, but it will be on my Facebook page. If you go there, you will see it. This publication was made on January 23 of 2021, this very year. It is a front page news by Vanguard. I want you to understand how an average Nigerian thinks, how they reason, why I think that Nigeria itself is a curse upon humanity. There on the front page, you will see, we will kill all policemen and take over Edo State. Fulani Janjaweed. Those they claim are foreigners. These people they told us are foreigners. They come from Mali, from Senegal, from Gambia, from heaven knows where, from Niger, from Chad, from Northern Cameroons. But they are in Nigeria, killing people. After killing us, they will not turn around and tell us to absorb them into our communities. That is why anybody, any Igwe, any PG, any greedy, avaricious fool, stupid enough to give any of our land to Fulani Janjaweed, you are finished. There was a man in Enugu that tried the same nonsense. We take no prisoners. You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God without apologies to anybody. I understand that the Sarikin Fulani of Lagos went to see the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos a few days ago. And according to the message, or should I say information coming out of the U.S. mission, they said is to foster cohabitation and unity, diversity is strength. And I want to lay that particular nonsensical narrative to bed tonight before I continue any further. Anybody telling you about strength in diversity, that person is a liar and a deceiver. And the U.S. ambassador is a liar and a deceiver. One thing they don't teach we Africans is this. No country exists on a foundation of multiculturalism. There is nowhere in the world. Listen to me very carefully. All this nonsense, even the crap that Coca was coming up with, telling you about diversity is our strength and all that rubbish. Allow me to repeat, there is no country on this earth that survives on a foundation or a bedrock of multiculturalism. It doesn't exist. That is why multiculturalism in Africa is dead on arrival. It can never work. Because we are tribal beasts by nature. We are tribal by nature. That is why we travel from wherever we are during New Year's, during Christmas, during Easter, during New Year Festival to go back home where we come from. Because that is where we identify. As the US ambassador, is a very simple question. Is United States of America a multicultural society? US, that was created and built by Western Europeans. US was created, should I say, created by God, of course, built by Western Europeans, mostly English people that was fed up with the way of life of the English monarchy. They went to America on Mary Rose. I want to ask the US ambassador, I want to teach Africans what they don't know this evening. There is no country that functions on this multi-ethnic rubbish. Nowhere in the world, not even the USA, that was created by people who are not indigenous to America. The owners of the soil of America are Native American Indians. That is a fact of life. God gave America to Western Europe to develop and gave them a special grace to be the beacon and the light and the conscience of the world. Because God knew that if he had left all these wonderful people in Europe, they would become contaminated. He removed them from Europe, sent them to America, built a wonderful nation as a shining light and a beacon for the whole world to look up to. Even that America that was built from scratch by people who are not indigenous to the land is not multicultural. Why am I saying this? America was founded on the principles of Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, democratic value systems. I repeat, America is not multicultural. They accommodate other races and other nations. Yes, they can accommodate you. But where you're coming into, the bedrock, the foundation of America is based on Judeo-Christian principles, Greco-Roman political ideology, which is republicanism. America is not multicultural. America is Western Europe. The value systems of Western Europe, Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Republican governance.
Republican governance. America was structured under Republican governance. BIAFRANS, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and depending on your time. Welcome to the questionnaire this morning. My name is David.Nana, reaching you live from my location, and all of you that have joined me this morning from your various locations, I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for keeping you alive to see today as well. And thank you for joining me. Ireni Ebubeagu, thank you for joining me. Tuto, the tutorial specialist. Professor Tutos, the tutorial specialist, I see you. Thank you for joining me. Clement, Aneto, Clement, good morning and thank you for being here. Blessed Samuel Olinga, 1996, thank you for joining me, and every other Biafran that have not, showed his face or showed his name by writing. I really appreciate everybody that joined this morning. If you are on to the platform for the first time, this is the questionnaire platform anchored by myself. Here we use it to preach the good news of Biafra. We use it to educate our people. Every information authentic information that you need to know about, we bring it to your domot. We bring it to your knowledge without mixing it, without trying to sterilize it. We bring it to you raw. As it dey happen, na so we dey bring and give you. Ekpa is great. A good morning from you as well. So thank you so much for joining me, my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters all over the world. Please, if you have not liked or shared this, please share it. Share it, very important. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate every one of you that was part of the support for the defense of Biafra land yesterday. Every one of you that contributed immensely, you pay through a J or a Gemma. It's very, very important that you know that the Biafran government appreciates what you are doing. I am not the government spokesperson, but I am speaking for what I know about our government. The government appreciates everybody's contribution. And the government also encourage Biafrans who have not been contributing to as well contribute. In fact, the government encourage everyone to increase your funding because you have seen what is happening in Biafran territory. Even what we are hearing, we have seen, we have heard a lot of news. Nigerian government invasions trying to take over our land. That was the reason why they extended the release of MEANS.JOIN and the Kano and our prime minister to see whether before they can come out, they have been able to destroy what they put in place. So at this time, there are a lot of things that are happening in Olu, in Okigwe axis of Biafran territory. Youths are being harassed, youths are being pied, unalived by the Nigerian terrorist state, looking for tough targets, soft targets, women and children, and buying them in a bid that they are looking for the Biafran Defense Forces. And the most annoying aspect of what is happening in our land is that mostly the people that are being sent to Biafran land are supposedly Biafrans who bear Biafra names, who bear Biafra names. And instead of them to carry guns against terrorists, they are carrying guns against their brothers and sisters. Instead of them to join to fight for the liberation and freedom of their land, they are fighting to continue the slavery, to be slaves in the land that they are born free. In a land that your ancestors inhabited freely, they lived freely as a people. This generation, I don't know where they come from. Those who are fighting against Biafra, I don't know what DNA they are made of, but I certainly believe that they are not 100% Biafrans. For you to come and fight against your freedom, then it means that you are not actually Biafrans. So for all of you that are joining the Nigerian government, you are joining Soludo's militia, you are joining Hope Uzodinma, you are joining Peter Mbah's militias, you are joining Oti's militia. All these governors, politicians that we have from the southeast, they are not actually fighting for your freedom. They want to continue to subjugate you. They want us to remain slaves in the land that is ours. They are one Nigerianists. They are, agents of the terrorists. They are agents of the slave masters. They are the ones the slave masters are using to continue to subjugate us. And you are joining them. to do their bidding. I don't know the DNA that runs in your blood. I don't know who you are, but I certainly believe that you are not Biafran. So they are using the Biafrans in the homeland, give them small chicken change, and send them out to go and fight against the freedom fighters. And that is why you have a lot of chaos, because the military can no longer, the military came and they saw that they could not, stand the firepower of the Biafran Defense Forces. The military now, most of them have left, but because of the evil politicians that we have in Biafra land, who listen to Gumi, who are implementing the policies of Gumi and the Shetima, Gumi, who advised the Southeast governors, the politicians, to set up security outfits in their various communities and states in order to combat their so-called terrorism, or to combat the killers in the forest, according to them. You ask yourself, why is Gumi so concerned about people in the Southeast? Why is Shetima so troubled by people of the Southeast? Somebody that do not love you, somebody that hated with a passion. Then why is he so concerned about your region? He is not concerned. He wants all of you to be dead so that it will be free for them to walk over Biafra land and take it over. That is why they advise the politicians in the Southeast, because they see the teeming population that we have, the vibrant youth that are coming out from Biafra land. They want to engage them, not engaging them in a meaningful employment, rather sending them to their early graves. They set up security outfits, they buy guns, arms and ammunitions, and give it to the youths. Now push them to go and look for those men and women who are fighting for freedom. And at the end of this process, those of you that are the youths that were not trained to shoot guns, to combat, to fight war, let me say it that way, you now go in to the forest to look for men who are defending their territory. You are going to come out in body bags. So it is quite unfortunate that it's our brothers and sisters, supposedly brothers and sisters, who are being used to fight against us. And it is also alarming and disheartening and shameful that it is also our brothers and sisters that are funding them, that are helping to fund the activities of all these terrorists that are coming to our land. And I can categorically tell you that Ngozi Orabueze, Imam Madabu group, they are the ones that are funding, in conjunction with the governors and the government of Nigeria. They are the ones that are funding Ebubeagu and all these militias that are coming to our land to kill our people and to try to take over our land. But they are not going to succeed. They are not going to succeed, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. It is not going to happen. No matter what they do, no matter what they do, they are not going to succeed. Now, so I see you, Chibikem, I see you. Emmanuel, Chibikem, I see you. One thing that I want you to know, Emmanuel, is that anything that is not coming from the office of the information minister, we are not going to talk about it. I am not going to talk about it unless the information department of Briggy or the acting prime minister Ogechukwu Nkere approves of it. Okay, remember, anything that is coming from the Biafran Defense Forces we don't have to be so quick, you know, we don't have to be so quick, to look into it, okay? We understand the voice note or whatever that is going out on the social media. Yes, we don't need to explain it. We don't need to try to, expatiate upon it. Either it is true, either it is false. Until the information department, first of all, let Biafrans know about it first, then we can take it from there. We don't need to do any exposition on anything for now. Chibike, thank you so much for, I know I have heard about it, I have listened to it, and I have gone to the pages of the government sites, and I've not been able to see where it is shared or spoken about. So maybe our information department or information minister, when he enlightens us upon that, then we can talk about it. Okay? Thank you so much. Enthusiastic Japanese marbles. Thank you for joining me. Na aha gị nke a, aha gị nke a gbagotekwara, biko nwanne mmadụ. Oh, you are watching from Pakistan. Wow. Na Biafrans can waka unu na-agakwa ije nwanne m. Paki, ndị Paki. Paki people, unu budeja. Oh, my brother, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. Our own Nonso. Nonso, good morning from here. And thank you for joining us. So, yes, like I said, wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Freedom for All channel, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. So, we are not going to talk about anything until we hear it from our government. Then we can be able to see how we are going to talk about it. But I want you to understand that what is happening in Biafra land today, Biafrans are part and parcel of the atrocity that is happening in our land. Ngozi Orabu Fulani, Imam Madabu, all of them, Joy Irobi, all of them, Ruby Nadi, they are part of what is happening in our land today. And I want you to understand that you see what happened in December 29th, in November 29th to 2nd of December. It was a pre-plan. It was very much a planned takeover of our government. And I want you to also understand that all the men and women who have been involved, all the men and women who have been involved in either with Ngozi or Imam Madabu, all of them were in this game from the first day. All of them have been in this game from the first day. All of them know themselves. All of them planned it themselves. They know what they wanted to do about our government. I want you to understand that. First of all, when Ngozi Orabueze came and tried to take over the government, let me tell you what happened. Ngozi Orabueze was a plan A. Imam Madabu was a plan B. There may be a plan C on the horizon. There may be a plan C on the horizon, right? The reason being that when Ngozi Orabueze tried to destroy our government using the prime minister and the COS mantra to take over our government, What actually happened was Ngozi Oronabose was being supported to continue towards that axis. Why those who are remnant were to stay and see how that one is going to fare. Okay? That and see what will be the reaction of the government of Biafra, how they are going to stand that sabotage. So that if the Ngozi Oronabose succeeded, all of them will merge and then take over the government and then try to destroy everything. Okay? Then, if Ngozi Oronabose could not succeed, the plan B will be to try as much as possible to embed themselves into the government more and try to know the reasons why Ngozi Oronabose did not succeed. Then when the government now think that these people we are all together and they have discovered why Ngozi Oronabose did not succeed, then the plan B will strike and complete what Ngozi Oronabose could not complete. Having discovered the reason why Ngozi Oronabose failed, then if they succeeded, they now merge together with the same Ngozi Oronabose that failed the first test and be able to destroy the government, because having discovered the reason why the plan A failed. That is what happened in Biafra 2024 and what is happening today. Then those in the media like Adadio Oramma, Biafra Disunite, and Remi Jews, they were to start projecting the image of those who are in the government. Those of them who are in the government that are actually there to take over the real government, they are there to project their image. First of all, they projected the image of Ngozi Oronabose. That was why they are there. They will now call themselves the independent. They don't depend on anybody. They say they don't depend on anybody. But they are getting information from those who are inside the government. So they now start projecting the image of Ngozi Oronabose, which they did at the first stage. Now, when Ngozi Oronabose failed, what did they do? They come back and started attacking Ngozi Oronabose. You see the plan. They started attacking Ngozi Oronabose. Why the second group, which is the group B, are also planning to discover the reason why Ngozi Oronabose failed. And why they are discovering why Ngozi Oronabose failed, they now be giving information to those in the independent media to start projecting their own image or their plans which they want to execute while still inside the government. You know, it was a very, very planned deal against the Biafran Republic government in exile. So while Ngozi failed, the independent media now relied on plan B. The plan B are those who were supposed to discover why Ngozi failed in the first place and close that gap. Then they can strike while still working with the independent criminals, independent medias. So this is actually what was happening. This is actually what happened. And when Ngozi failed, those in plan B, Imam Madabu and co, they discovered that one of the reasons why Ngozi Oronabose failed was because Ngozi Oronabose did not have access to the Biafran website where Biafrans are making contribution. So when they discovered that, they now plan how to be able to cripple the government, because they believe that when they cripple the government, the funding will not start coming. Then their Nigerian counterpart will now invade the camp of the Biafran Defense Forces and be able to do the damage. So that was what they discovered. So now that everything is playing out, Ngozi now, the Biafran government now sued Ngozi. It was a surprise for them. It became an issue for them because they were not told what was going to happen. So they now use it against the acting prime minister because the acting prime minister did not inform them of the action he was going to take. against Ngozi Onabueze. So they get annoyed and they got frustrated. What did they have to do? In order to make sure that that court case did not go ahead, in order to make sure that the process did not go forward, they have to start criminalizing the activity of the acting prime minister. They now have to, in order for them to garner support, they now have to demonstrate that the prime minister is with them by going to Finland and taking picture with our prime minister. Then they now came and tell Biafrans that they are, they are in charge. They now tell Biafrans that they are in charge and the prime minister is with them. Then they now have to strike. And before they can strike, they have to get the services of the man who is in charge of the website. Okay? And they have to tell Ogechukwu Nkere, they have to tell our acting prime minister that they needed a new account. You have to stand on something to do something. They now told Ogechukwu Nkere that they need an account where Biafrans can donate outside the government. They want to do this and do that. Ogechukwu Nkere say, okay, no problem, but I am the finance minister. There is no way you can run government account or funding without involving the services of the finance minister. It was in that case that all of them disagreed. They want an account where they can control, where the acting prime minister is not involved, where the minister of finance is not involved. And when they know that it is not possible, they now decided to strike, banking on what they have already gotten, the information that led to Ngozi's failure, which they have gotten, banking on the photo they took from prime minister while they were still in Finland, so that when they act, then Biafrans will now support them. Okay? So that Biafrans will now support them. So when they act, Biafrans will now support them. So that led to what you see happened when they went to European town hall meeting and they were acting, they were now exposing all the plan that they had. And that was why they now have to hijack the website, thinking that only the hijack of the website was to give Ogechukwu Nkere, our acting prime minister, an alternative. Either he agrees with them or they are not going to give him the website, not knowing that Ogechukwu Nkere already have a plan B. With, one thing that this Biafran restoration have brought to the table is that those who Chukwu Okike Abiama selected in this freedom, they already know what to do at any given time. There is always an alternative made available to them by Chukwu Okike Abiama. So when they hijacked the website, because that account that they needed could not be given to them, our acting prime minister Ogechukwu Nkere now find a way out. Okay? And that led to the failure of the plan B, which Imam Madabu, Joy Irobi, Bryce Tinekoma, Ruby Nadi, Obi, Rafa Jaire. Rafa Jaire was to be their spokesperson, just like their Minister of Information. That led to what you see happening today. They now used that opportunity. To reveal themselves and their plans against the government. That is what you see playing out till tomorrow, my wonderful people. It was an orchestrated plan for the takeover of the Biafran Republic government in exile. So all these people that you see with us in the spaces, like a university, like Ife, like Chukuma, like Emerson, Mazdeke, Helen Peters, and Wari sister, All these people were there in the first place with Ngozi or Abu Fulani. All of them were there, but they were the plan B, because you cannot put your eggs in one basket. The first set went, and they saw that they failed. And the only way they can show to you that is on the space with them is by following you to castigate those who failed. Then you believe that they are with you, while they are in turn planning how they are going to execute their plan B, because they were part of the plan B. And that is why when these plan B people struck in the government, most of them said, oh, advise you to watch. You don't act immediately, to watch and see what will happen before you can join. Most of them joined immediately. Those who could not bear it joined immediately on the fray. But because they were there on the first place, there is no way, even after they saw that the coup plotters have already failed, there is no way they can now associate with you who is on the right track. They have to associate with their brothers and sisters, their group that were stationed to take over your government. And that is why I want to appreciate every one of you. There may be a plan C. There may be plan C's in this Biafran Republic government in exile. And I have called on the Biafran Intelligence Department to be able to vet every minister, every cabinet member that is part of the BRGIE. I don't know. I'm just saying there may be a plan C, because Ngozi was a plan A, Ima Madabu was a plan B. There may be or there may not be a plan C, because the plan A is the strongest. Plan B is weaker than plan A. So now that the plan A and plan B have failed, the plan C will be more weaker. And I love what our acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere said. The era to sabotage and go scot-free have passed. So plan A, we started with the plan A. They are going to be litigated. They have been litigated. They are going to respond to that. Plan B also, they are going to answer to their crime. So I want you to know that whether you are in plan A, B, C, D, anytime we discover you, you reveal yourself, you are going to face the consequences of your sabotage against the freedom of the Biafran people. Very important. That is why this morning, my wonderful people, I want you to understand that the plan B, plan A, they are still very much in place, because they are still, in as much as they could not succeed in taking over Biafran Republic government in exile, they are now giving support to those who are fighting the Biafran Defense Forces in the homeland. The support they are giving them is that this secret funding, these secret flyers that you see them sharing on Saturdays, this secret Zoom that you see them holding to contribute, even if it is one Ejema or one Eje that they contributed, they send it down to those who are engaging the Biafran Defense Forces. They send it to the Ebubeagu. They send it to Soludo, Malaysia. They send it to Hope Uzodinma, Malaysia. As a result of what is happening in Okigwe, you had when Angel Makeup told you that there are those who are funding outside the government of Nigeria, outside the government of the zoo, outside the state governors. There are those who are funding them, the people who are coming to fight the Biafran Defense Forces. The reason why he said that, because one of them were captured alive. In fact, that one of them was injured. One of these people that are coming to fight the Biafran Defense Forces, one of them were injured. And before he gave up, he said something. They are getting logistics from Ngozi, getting logistics from those abroad. Those who are those abroad? Those who are having secret funding. Where Enaho, where Helen Peter, where Raf Ajari, where all these people that in the coup plotters group, and those who wanted to take Ngozi group and coup plotters group They are contributing money to see if they can destroy the Biafran Defense Forces, if they can stop what we are doing. That is why you see this thing that is happening today. It is quite unfortunate, but I want you to understand that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have already told us all that we need to know. He has said it all. It is left for you and for me to make use of the information that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have dropped for us. Long time ago, our leader said that it is not going to be easy. You can imagine Inonimo Lulu for a very long time. It is not going to be easy. That time I actually go Patagi Kona they go say so. But you have been there for a very long time. So we are going to pass through a lot of temptations and trials. That is what the Biafran Defense Forces are undergoing now. Constant bombardment, constant fight is going on in Okigwe and Olo. Nigerian government are not sleeping. They are still planning. They know that Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa will soon come out, but they want to destroy so that he can start afresh if they did not take over. They don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out at this time that they are handicapped. No. They asked for extension of time, and they were given that extension of time. And that is why you see they are, focusing on Okigwe, on Olo and Okigwe. There is a very significant reason why they are focusing on Okigwe and Olo. It is the heart of the Biafran nation. The heart of the Biafran nation. And that is why they are so focused on checking that area. Okay. They are so focused on making sure that they overrun such areas so that they can have a leeway in order to destroy what we are doing. So my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, I want you to understand that Ngozi, Imam Madabu, and you that is supporting them, you know what you are doing? You are funding the total takeover of Biafran territory. That is what you are doing without knowing it. The Biafran Defense Forces, Angel Makeup, says something to that effect. And I want you to know that each time you contribute one AJ or one AJMA, it goes to the Nigerian government purse. It goes to Ebubeagu to fight against your freedom. Can you hear this voice?
Also now, as in considering based on the information I am receiving right now, this is 6:22 in Biafra time. I am reporting this information back to you. In fact, that your men in Okigwe are doing the needful. The Muslim boys are crying. The Nigerian terrorist soldiers who has come to kill Okigwe youth has been running away from Ako as I'm talking to you. In fact, these enemies are running, these fools are running. And I want to use this opportunity to bring the attention of the international leaders of Biafra all over the world and all the enemies of Biafrans and of those who contributed money to federal government and state government in order to come and fight the men on the ground, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra resistance fighters, and...
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what Angel Makeup said? There are people who contributed money. Who are those people contributing money? There are people who contributed money, who are still contributing money to the Nigerian government in order to come and fight the Biafran Liberation Army. Who are those that he is talking about? He is talking about all of you that are paying, having your funding secretly. And after that fundraising, you now send money to Nigerian government in order to support the Nigerian government fight against your homeland. Shame to all of you. Shame to each and every one of you who is doing that. I want you to know that. I want you to listen, because the voice was very, very down. So that is why you should listen very, very attentively what Angel Makeup is saying here. I will take it back again so that you'll be able to understand what he said. Just listen very attentively.
Igwe agbata obi nke izizi na ọkaigwe abụgo ekelele gị. Ọnụ awụkwụ nwa bụ nwoke Angel Makeup aka Archangel Lucifer mpa ọzọ now. As you can see, first note, based on the information I am receiving right now, this is 6:22 in Biafra time. I am recording this information back to you, in fact, that your men in Okigwe are doing the needful. The Musa boys are crying in the Nigerian terrorists, soldiers who has come to kill Okigwe youth, has been running away from Ako as I'm talking to you. But these enemies are running, these Jews are running. And I want to use this opportunity to bring the attention of the international leaders of Biafrans all over the world and all the enemies of Biafrans and of those who contributed money to federal government and state government in order to come and fight the men on the ground, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra resistance fighters, and the Biafra defense forces. These evil demons are collecting evil. And I am challenging anyone that is hearing my voice now and let this first note go viral. I am challenging anyone to start calling the Nigerian government, asking them what are the terrorist soldiers collecting in the Okigwe, Okigwe, Woto Province. Your man to go Okigwe. We go in the man and we fall down, I want that break down. Yeah, I want that break down. There are two soldiers. What that I have a rope. Yeah, the skill of the Amazon. We go in the man and we put it in the Afra. We saw that. But I want to American plan. Everybody gets, where are you? Your time is up. The people you visited. The men on ground that have taken the challenge. The world are asking, where is the Biafra Liberation Army? People are asking, where is the Biafra Liberation Army? The Biafra Liberation Army have come on board. He's dealing with them now. Make a call in Akuna. Make a call in Okiwe to ask the soldiers. Ask soldiers what is going on right now. Today is 15th of August. This is the situation report I want to give to you. Major Secretary of the Yahoo, your men carry Musa are playing. Musa are playing. Fulanis are playing. According to the information I have received, Mazi Gentle the Yahoo, Igwe Abatobie, nke izizi na lọk igwe gbaa gburugburu. Mpe kelele gị. Ọnwụ awụ nwa gị nwoke Angel Makeup, aka Archangel Lucifer. Mpa ọzọ now. As you can see the first note, based on the information I am receiving right now, this is 6:22 in Biafra time. I am reporting this information back to you, Mpa, that your men in Okigwe are doing the needful. The Musa boys are crying in Ako. The Nigerian terrorists, soldiers who has come to kill Okigwe youth has been running away from Ako as I'm talking to you, Mpa. Mpa, these enemies are running, these fools are running. And I want to use this opportunity to bring the attention of the international leaders of Biafrans all over the world and all the enemies of Biafrans and of those who contributed money to federal government and state government in order to come and fight the men on the ground, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra resistant fighters.
You have heard it? Those who contributed money and sent to the federal and state government, they contributed money. They have the reason why they have to send it to the federal government is to let the federal government know that they are doing the work which they were sent to do. You know, and the ones that the people that are doing this is people like John Repository of Wisdom. This John Repository of Wisdom that is wisdomless. He doesn't have sense up here. Was one of those, is the one who is sending me some spam messages here because I blocked his nonsense on this platform. Because I blocked his nonsense. This Angel Makeup is telling you that there are people who are contributing money and sending to the Nigerian government. The reason why they are sending it to Nigerian government is to let the Nigerian government understand that that work that you give them, that work they will give us to do, we are doing it very well. So that money we are contributing, we are sending it to you. We are sending it to you. So Nigerian government will confirm. Nigerian government will confirm that yes, these people are working. So when you see them having their fundraising yesterday secretly, when they send out the flyers, they come and have the secret fundraising. After that money they realize, they send it to the Nigerian government in order to prove their loyalty to the Nigerian government that they are doing what they were asked to do. Because the Nigerian government sent them to make sure that they tried their best. Since they could not take over the government, they now divided our fund, and when they raised that money, they sent it to the Nigerian government in order to fight our people. My brothers and sisters, Ngozi, Imam Madabo, all these people were in from the first day up to this moment that you see what is happening today. These people don't give a damn what happens in Biafra land, whether Biafra is overrun or nothing. They don't care. That is why they are donating to make sure that they defeat the Biafran Defense Forces. But the bad news for them is that Our ancestors can never be here while our land is overrun. It's not going to happen. Thank you so much. Tutors, thank you for joining me. Although I wanted to do more explanation, but now that you are here, you are welcome to the studio, Tutors. Can you hear me? Tutors, I can't hear you, but before you come on, let me just complete what we are playing so that...
And therefore defense forces. But these evil demons are collecting it with. And I am challenging anyone.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, it's because
I am challenging anyone to start calling the Nigerian government, asking them what are the terrorist soldiers collecting in Ako or Kigwe, Umulon or Kigwe, Woto Promas. Mpa, your man is Ogunigwe. Oguni when you to your talk, we swan down Kutanku, ammo tanker breakdown. Their ammo tanker breakdown. Their foot soldiers, Pontaraka Hawaropo, they are rescuing the ammo tanker. Oguni when you to Ogunigwe, Biafra, we so happy to Koto. But upon Ayana Amikapuna. Ebe Kodike, where are you? Your time is up. Purpose of the people you sent to come and kill the people of Okigwe. Purpose of them, I am telling you, you as a fool, call your terrorists in Okigwe to know what is going on. They are dying in mass. And I want to use this opportunity to warn any hospital in Okigwe that they hospitalizing these demons will immediately visited. The men on ground have taken the challenge. The world are asking, where is the Biafra Liberation Army? People are asking, where is the Biafra Liberation Army? Biafra Liberation Army have come on board. Is dealing with them now. Make a call in Akuna. Make a call in Okigwe to ask the soldiers. Ask soldiers what is going on right now. Today is 15th of August. This is the situation report I want to give to you. Major General Gentle Yahoo, your men, Musa are playing. Fulanis are playing. According to the information I am receiving, your men in Okigwe are dealing with them. Woto. Mbamonsa, more updates. I will be giving you updates over what is going on in Okigwe. Mbamonsa, power and authority. Power to Mazi Namdekanu. Power to Mazi Simonekba. Power to General Buto. Power to Major General Gentle Yahoo. Power to all the Major Generals. Power to all the generals. Power to all the commanders of the Liberation Army. Power all this for all the soldiers for taking this battle to the next level. Musa, we are coming. You understand that this is the land of Biafra.
They have understood that this is the land of Biafra. Tutors, welcome. You have the floor now and talk to Biafrans.
yeah, good morning, Biafrans. Good morning, the questionnaire. First of all, let me greet you. The questionnaire, Professor. And also, I've added another one, King David. I think King David sounds much good. Professor King David, good morning for hosting us this morning in your beautiful anointed platform. And good morning to all Biafrans gathered here. Yes, so I'm preparing for service. That is why I picked up the mic now. Because by the time I come back, you may not be here. So I'm so sorry for that.
Actually.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to appreciate God Almighty for keeping us alive to see this new day. And our Onyendu, wherever he is, we know that God will continue to protect him as well as our PM. Yeah, we got the update yesterday. He's doing great. He's still strong, standing strong for us to have this freedom. I also want to thank our APM. Hey, the Punisher, still very strong to be with us and to make sure we get Biafra. I also want to use this opportunity to thank our, hey, the eloquent and educative information minister, His Excellency Honorable Akbarawa Sonny. Yes, so thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. And all the cabinet members, our regional CEOs, ma'am, I love all of them, Minister Betty. We thank all of you. Yeah, without wasting time so that you have enough time for your service. Why I picked up this mic is because of the question or the update that Chibike brought. I'm not going to delve into it, but it's rather unfortunate that by this time, we don't know the extent that saboteurs can go to disrupt us. That is what they are doing. So we should be smarter than them. Yeah. If you look, I wanted to ask you, questionnaire David or King David, you just played. That is why you don't just need to jump out to social media and begin to counter this, counter. You have to take time and understand the trend. Now you just played a message from our honorable commander Makeup. You understand? And if you listen to his voice and the voice that is trending, there are two different voices. One is AI generated voice, one is the real voice of our commander. You understand? This panicking thing, we should please put it one side. If not, some people, I'm so sorry, may develop serious high BP. We need to, I can't hear you,
Tutor,
David, but you are.
okay, yes, even if you know, just like what you said now, we have a very smart, educated, articulated information minister. He has told us
Exactly.
times without number, anything from the defense line, you don't delve there. Okay,
Exactly.
so it is only people who have I don't know, weak, did I say feminine feelings? Although I can't say feminine because even some
Don't
women
say
are
feminine,
strong.
I go vex for you if you say feminine.
Sorry. So women are strong. All these things, when you just come, you see, you start to see them panicking. We know they panic. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It doesn't make
Anything we
any
did not hear
sense.
from the yes, anything we don't hear from the our information department, it does not exist. And AI have made everything possible now. You can even
Very,
generate my
very,
voice and say
especially
I did
in
this
this
thing.
one.
Go ahead, my sister. Go ahead.
If you listen to the two voices, you hear this the AI generated voice is very slow in the speech. You understand? They've written out this script and gave to AI to speak just like a commander makeup. I don't know why our people are like this. Nonso, good morning. I've seen your message. I don't know why our people like this.
So good
And when
morning.
you see them up there, it will look as if they are so, grounded and they can withstand pressure.
Yes,
Please, my people,
yes.
nobody should go into panic. That is okay. Now, ask: is there any time our commander has made audio before, especially this
No
commander
matter.
makeup? He always come out in video. Why didn't they bring the
In
video?
video.
Let us see. He's always in video setting, not audio. All the messages he has given to us is in video. And if you look at this one, look at they just stayed in a studio, use this AI generated voice app to bring out his voice. And if you see the place is very quiet, go back and listen or watch all the messages from our commander makeup.
Make
Now
up.
you begin to ask yourself, each time they always give you detail where things are happening. Now ask this AI, which security meeting with who? With who? The meeting was with who? It was never mentioned. So that is why I picked up. And we have to know that they are doing everything possible to sabotage the work of our APM. They are doing everything possible to derail our people and discourage them from funding. Now they've brought out
Yeah,
this one. Now you begin to say, hey, why are we funding then if all our commanders are
are down.
hospitalized? Now ask yourself,
Uh,
which hospital? Which hospital? Our defense came out the other day and told you that Nigerian terrorists, which they dealt with, they are in a thing, Willis
In
Hospital or Wills
hospitals,
Hospital.
yes.
Yes, go
They
there
are not
and
changing
verify.
it.
Hey, now they're telling you our commanders have been hospitalized, they are unconscious. Which one do you want us to take? Now, do you think that our commanders will be unconscious and Nigerian terrorists will not pack them to go and set fire on them? They will set them in flames. What are we talking about here? So it's high time we get stronger and strong. This is why you need to relax and understand the trend and follow the trend and know what our enemies are capable of doing. Canada just tagged them terrorists now. They want to deviate our attention from talking about that to focus on our what does not exist. It's a lie. It doesn't exist. Go back and listen to the voice and compare two voices, the real voice of from our commander makeup and this AI generated voice. They are two different things. If you go, you can see that even Ngozi has gone to the extent of telling people, see what she did. She tweeted this, I think, on the 16. I'm saying it. Now he said that all the Biafran military men in the federal, which one is federal, BLA, BDF? I'm just reading towards the, I'm just reading towards, okay, let me just take it. It's very short. Deployment of the federal. Listen to me, my people, so that you know the extent of Ngozi's fight to destroy what we are fighting for. Redeployment of the Federal Biafra Liberation Army stroke, Defense Forces stroke, Biafra resistant fighters to their 40 states. Which army? These are the terrorists she has recruited. And then she said, following the declaration of the United States of Biafra, she's still claiming her group that she declared on 29 November because Biafra was redeclared on the 2nd of December. They had cabinet meeting. I don't want to read that.
December.
And then they said, the USB cabinet hereby voted and approved to redeploy all Biafran's military men in the federal, look at the federal BLA, BDF, BRF camps listed below. And she took time to list these camps. So these are the camps that she is targeting. And there are more camps than this, but the information she has is only limited to this one. And the first camp there that she wants all the BLA, BDF, BRF camp to move to, the first one is Gentle, the Yahoo camp. Why is she still using our name? If she has, she says she has rebranded. The second one is Butuzo camp. The third one is B44 camp, Uwam camp, Akpo camp, Double camp, Ugboebune camp. You see what she is doing? She is still aligning with the names of our, maybe she's the one that created whatever she has created. So that why I'm bringing this up, so that our people will know the extent that they have gone just to disorganize genuine Biafrans that are funding. They couldn't stop our funding by closing the website. They couldn't stop our funding by pulling out, carrying out 2 coup attempts in a year within an interval of 3 months in between. They couldn't succeed. Now they're doing all manners of propaganda to make sure they undermine the work of our APM. And they are working directly in your minds. They are manipulating your minds. And you are falling for it. Now they have sat
They're
back and
falling.
what else can we do? When they go to their fundraising now, nobody is giving them money. They know that it is raining from the Briggy side. And they are now looking for what to do because their target is our defense. And I feel so sorry for Biafrans who are still sitting on defense, stopping and do not want to, contribute. Now, what I also want to mention now is the point that you said about independent media. Our people, you don't know why these people became independent media. They are simply telling you that they are open for negotiation. The highest bidder will
Anyhow.
work for them. Anyhow will work.
Yes.
So they are open. They are not tied down. It's just like having different employers that you are working for. When you have your own work permit, you are open to work to anybody. So the highest bidder will take you. That is what independent media people are doing, the three of them. They are not for Brigi, they are not for Rabo Fulani. So now we are open because we have followers. So if you want to take us, you have to price us very, very high. You see, so
Yes.
we should be smarter than these people. Because I don't want anybody to get sick because of this nonsense thing from Rabu Fulani. that they have, and is only circulating in their platform. Now she's telling her people that she is closing, she's beginning to use her real name now. Closure of all USB, Brigi, de facto county platforms. See confusion already. She's telling them to close all their platform. Eh? She's giving them 3 days since on the 14th of August. 3 days to close all their WhatsApp, all their Telegram platform. Now they're going to gather in one platform that he said every genuine citizen of USB should exit any county platform that they created where they belong and join their official state WhatsApp and Telegram group. So
And
what
she
happens to
wants to know
those
how
ones?
many they are.
Exactly. And she will hand over your information to the Fulanis.
So the terrorists.
Yes, and she is giving them, she said by August 18 that they should report any USB, Brigi, de facto county platform that is still operational. You see the confusion? So my people, that is what I want, the information I wanted to pass. I'm not the information minister, but at times I used to sit down, which I expect all Biafrans to have that spirit of discernment and study trend of things, compare and contrast. Take time to analyze before somebody will make you to go to your early grave. The one that is trending is AI generated. Go back and listen. The speech is very slow. They try, they've already, that AI app they're using already have even my own voice. Even there was a time they used AI to use for Donald Trump's voice. It's there. It is there.
Yes.
It is there, my people. Now go back and listen to all the messages from our commander makeup and compare to what is, they are totally different. And our commander, maybe I've missed some things out. He has never given us audio message before. It's always video. You see him face to face. How come this one he gave us in audio? Now, who did these people have meeting with? What time did this meeting held? Where are they
Mm,
hospitalized? Do you the same propaganda they brought about Holy Ghost? I say if they have by Holy Ghost, it will be a headline news in Nigeria, a newspaper.
of
They
course.
will show the cops how they arrested him, how they even buy him. In fact, they will not even they will say it is them that buy. They will show the cops. It will be trending. Till today, we have not seen it. It is this same Orabu Fulani that brought it out so that you will be demoralized and stop funding. Yeah. So if I've missed any comparison, please, Bradfans, go back and sit down and compare the two. Would I say script, and you know that this is fully AI generated voice using the voice of they've written the script. Even if you want to compose song now, just write it. AI will compose the song for you.
Compose for
If you
you.
need, yes, if you become a musician within a 1 minute. If you need the app, tell me, I'll give you. So that is what I wanted to tell my people. Bikono, cool down. Nothing they happen. And we've not even seen this in our when we lost a soldier, the face came up and wrote it that we lost one soldier. You understand? Day
Yeah.
before yesterday. Did you see this from our defense handle? The answer is no, because it doesn't exist. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
King Professor David, and I'm sorry for jumping in by this time. It's just that
No,
I'll be
it's
safe.
fine. We are together. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank you
my
so much.
sister tutors.
God bless you.
The tutorial specialist. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Just made our day and morning this morning. Thank you. That was our sister tutors explaining it better for Biafrans to understand. For those of you who are listening to AI generated voice of this commander, this angel, that you are just, you want to raise your your blood pressure. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Oh. The Biafran Defense Forces are very much intact. Okay? Uh-huh. In this era of jet age now, computer na-emezi ihe niile. Even your own voice. One day you will see say they use your voice, they send your wife message or your husband message, say na your wife they speak all this thing. You know say na computer na they use crop the voice of your wife or your husband that they send to you. Ala na agbara. And most of you will believe on all those things. You just get hypertension and die for nothing. So thank you so much, tutors, for that educative statement and that educative explanation. Biafrans, I want you to understand that it is you that is funding the coup plotters that are supporting the terrorism or terrorist activities that is happening in Biafra land. It is you that is funding Ngozi Fulani. You are the one sending money to Nigerian government to continue their bombardment in our land. You should desist from that. We are not going to forgive you. We are not going to forget. Every atrocity that is committed against the liberation of Biafra land, we are going to visit it when Biafra is fully restored. And you have to pay dearly for your sabotage against your people. The lines are open. You can join us on the studio and make your own submission. Very, very important. You make your own submission while we still listen to our leader, Mazin Nandekano, was making a statement before. I want
We're discussing that don't come to Benue. We're already on the ground in Benue State, in Lower Benue. And we are not in Benue State that doesn't belong to us. We are in Igbo parts of Benue State, Igbo communities of Benue State. And we are there to defend them. And that is precisely what we are going to do. And nobody is going to discourage us otherwise. We are making it very clear today that the Eastern Security Network is on the ground. We are on the ground in Benue State and in every part of Biafra land for that matter. We are in Cross River, we are in Akwa Ibom, we are in Bayelsa. Everywhere it is happening. Anywhere we confront Fulani headsmen, these terrorists, we will drive them away. Be rest assured, we are not going to rest one iota until our farmlands, our homes, and our forests are secure. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot happen in Biafra land. Nobody, no idiot can come from anywhere to claim any inch or parcel of Biafran forest. It is not doable. Instead, we all die there. That is why I am making this presentation live, at least for those of you who may be able to come over on Instagram, that I am on Instagram and I'm live. If you want to see a live video of this very broadcast, it is there. You can and should be able to see it. Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them. And we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that they tend to defend the aggressor. It is in their DNA in Nigeria to always support evil. That is why this very newspaper publication, I don't have a means of putting it here on Instagram where I am broadcasting live, where you can see my face and my facial expression, but it will be on my Facebook page. If you go there, you will see it. This publication was made on January 23 of 2021, this very year. It is a front page news by Vanguard. I want you to understand how an average Nigerian thinks, how they reason, why I think that Nigeria itself is a curse upon humanity. There on the front page, you will see, we will kill all policemen and take over Edo State. Fulani Janjaweed. Those they claim are foreigners. These people they told us are foreigners. They come from Mali, from Senegal, from Gambia, from heaven knows where, from Niger, from Chad, from Northern Cameroons. But they are in Nigeria, killing people. After killing us, they will not turn around and tell us to absorb them into our communities. That is why anybody, any Igwe, any PG, any greedy, avaricious fool, stupid enough to give any of our land to Fulani Janjaweed, you are finished. There was a man in Enugu that tried the same nonsense. Go and ask him where he is today. We take no prisoners. You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra. Without
There is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God on this very earth, which is Biafra. This is what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. And I want every one of you that do not believe on the kingdom of God on this planet earth, do not believe on Biafra, I want you to understand that Biafra must be restored in our time. This is the time for Biafra to be restored. Our leader continued to say that no matter the sabotage, no matter what you do, you can fund the terrorists in Biafra land. You can continue to have your secret donations, fundraising, and send it to Nigeria. No matter how they try to stop us, they can never stop Biafra from coming. That is the point I want to make here. That is for you to understand. We know what you people are doing. Of Ngozi, we know the group of Imam Madabu. All these things that you people are doing, contributing money and sending to Biafra land to fight against the Biafran Defense Forces, you can never stop what we are doing. You can put all the AI-generated voices all over the social media. It will not stop Biafra from coming. You can never stop it. So why are you, wasting your time? You are actually wasting your time and making more enemies to yourself and creating enemies for your children as well. Because Ebubeagu and Ifeanyi, their name have entered the history book of Biafra as those who sabotage our eternal leader, Ebubeagu, Chinasa Nwoshi, Chike Dozie, and members of the DOS have also entered the book of records. They will always be there because of their activities against our freedom. So your name will equally join them very soon. Your names, Ngozi names have entered. Imam Madabu have entered. Ruby Nnadi, all of you people, your names have entered in the sabotage book. If you don't know. So you that is funding them, once we get your name will enter there. And there is nothing you can do to stop this Biafra from coming. That is what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said.
Not apologies to anybody. I understand that the Sadikin Fulani of Lagos went to see the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos a few days ago. And according to the message, or should I say information coming out of the U.S. mission, They said it's to foster cohabitation and unity, that diversity is strength. And I want to lay that particular nonsensical narrative to bed tonight before I continue any further. Anybody telling you about strength in diversity, that person is a liar and a deceiver. And the US ambassador is a liar and a deceiver. One thing they don't teach we Africans is this. No country exists on a foundation of multiculturalism. There is nowhere in the world. Listen to me very carefully. All this nonsense, even the crap that Coca was coming up with, telling you about diversity is our strength and all that rubbish. Allow me to repeat, there is no country on this earth that survives on a foundation or a bedrock of multiculturalism. It doesn't exist. That is why multiculturalism in Africa is dead on arrival. It can never work. Because we are tribal beasts by nature. We are tribal by nature. That is why we travel from wherever we are during New Year's, during Christmas, during Easter, during New Year Festival to go back home where we come from. Because that is where we identify with. Now, let me ask the US ambassador a very simple question. Is United States of America a multicultural society? US, that was created and built by Western Europeans. US was created, should I say, created by God, of course. Built by Western Europeans. Mostly English people that was fed up with the way of life of the English monarchy.
Yeah, Biafrans, I want you to understand that this freedom that we are fighting, like our leader really told us, that a lot of things will happen before Biafra will be restored. And one of those things have been happening, which is sabotage upon sabotage upon sabotage. But he also led us to understand that no matter how much sabotage we have, they are not going to stop what we are doing. Okay? You can imagine how many people who have joined the sabotage group right from the time of our leader. A directorate of saboteurs joined the sabotage against our leader from A to Z, all of them. They joined the fray. Did they succeed? No. So that is to tell you that Biafra is an ordained project. Biafra is a project that was ordained, that nothing that you do that can stop Biafra from coming. It is not going to happen. Okay? So anything that you do against Biafra, we are going to record it for you. No matter the sabotage, it is not going to happen. All of you that are joining the coup plotters, donating money to them and sending it to the zoo against Biafra, you will not succeed. You all will fail.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're watching me from. I have come up once again today, being 1st of August 2025, to expose the Eastern leaders about what that is happening now. Number one, I am Gentle the Yahoo. The whole world knows me very well. I want to give the list, but not the last, to the conscious world today, for them to understand what is going on. And I want also make this video so that the international community will understand what Biafrans is passing through. I am Gentle the Yahoo. I am not afraid of war. I know whom I am, and I believe the gods of the land. Number one, they extended the release of Nnamdi Kanu because of the evil plans towards Biafrans. They extended the release of PM Simon Ekpa because of their evil plans towards Biafrans. And thank God today it has been known to all Biafrans before me coming up. One, today being the 1st of August, the military, the FULANI in uniform, they have bring them to Okigwa. They have packed them to Okigwa right away as I am speaking. They bring them with Okigwa. That one, by the way. But I just want to expose our leaders, those that call themselves Eastern leaders. Number one, Hope Ozodemba, you must fight and fail. I promise you that one. Alex Onyema, DSS, Enugu, Div, Abuja, Air Force, and all the rest of the forces in the land. All the meetings around, all the plans on how to detain Nnamdi Kanu so that you people can be able to penetrate last in Biafra land. I want the international community to hear this, and I must expose it today. They have made a meeting that they must invade Southeasterners. They must reduce the youth. And Hope has been used by the FULANI to assassinate his own people. And I want the world to understand this, that nothing is moving on in Nigeria. Nigeria have no any reproductory system of government. That is why I always call them a business center. What Nigeria is all about is moving around, assassinating the citizens. If you come up to speak out the truth, they will look away to assassinate you. Now they are planning to kill Gento, they are planning to move around to assassinate the youth in Okigwa, which everyone have gotten the information. Please and please let the people, let the youth in Okigwa, more especially Okigwa, should take this note. Everyone should be very careful. If you cannot stay, it's better you leave Okigwa, because this idiotic human being their informant that calls himself Ebubeagu Dika. Ebubeagu Dika, number one, you have signed to kill yourself. You have signed to label the Biafrans. You have signed to destroy all the youths. Ebubeagu Dika, one, you are not from Izog. You are not from Okigwa. You are from Arochukwu. You are from Abreba or Hofia. Ebubeagu Dika, why wouldn't you leave the people of Arondizog all alone for them to be? Why wouldn't you leave Okigwa all alone for them to be? Why throwing a huge of allegation, a huge of propaganda on my head? Ebubeagu Dika, when did I call you on phone? When did I spoke to you? Ebubeagu Dika, do I have your number? Ebubeagu Dika, if you said I have your number, carry that number that I used to call you, post it on net. Tell the world that this is that number that I used to call you, and give them the voice record. Because I believe anyone that you speak with, you must have the record of the call of the person. Bring it out. Let it be an evidence. Ebubeagu Dika, look at how you have been moving around, deceiving the people of Arondizog, deceiving Imo State. Ebubeagu Dika, I just came out today to debunk all this your selfish and rubbish life towards our people. Ebubeagu Dika, you have bring the man, FULANI in uniform. They are now at Okigwa. I have gotten the
That is the information from the Honorable General Gento, the Yahoo. If you want to make your comment, please, you can as well call the line that you see on the screen, or you join us on the studio and make your comment.
With Ebubeagu, that is why Ngozi Orabeze is not complying. That is why Ngozi Orabeze is not working with Butozo, the chief of staff in Biafra land. That is why Ngozi Orabeze is not even working with Major General Gento and all the whole generals. And he is telling Biafrans that he is this, he is that, deceiving the people that he is deceiving. Ngozi, please, let me tell you, here is not diaspora. Why issue, now we know what we are passing through. And anybody that sends spy in our midst, the same way DOS is sending their spies, the same way DSS is posting and sending their spies to fight against Biafra Liberation Army, that person must go, and that person must lose his life or her life. Mark my word, I am still remaining gentle the Yahoo. I am not afraid of any man, I am not afraid of any person. And I want to bring to the notice of Biafrans today, Ogenkere is a part of the people that whenever they hear our voice, whenever Ogenkere heard the Biafra Liberation Army's voice, Ogenkere doesn't look back. Ogenkere must run around, look around to answer to the men on ground. For those of you that are making contribution, for the contribution that you have been making in the hands of Ngozi Orabueze. Ngozi Orabueze is using all those money, funding Ebubeagu and the DSS, funding the war that is coming after Biafra Liberation Army. I want to make it clearly today. I came up and swear with my life, after swearing with my life, Ngozi Orabueze with him.
I hope you heard what he said. I hope you heard what Gento said. For those of you who are making contributions, and Makeup also said it, you are funding Ebubeagu. Those of you who are donating and making fundraising secretly, we know you are funding Ebubeagu. After that collection, also good 100 naira. You send it down to Nigeria to make sure that you share Nigeria, you are supporting what they are doing against your people. You are funding the terrorism that Ngozi Orabueze and co are bringing to Biafran land. So continue supporting evil. Evil will eventually meet you. Continue your support on evil. Evil will meet you.
His cabinet, with his people, makes a meeting with the Nigerian government, fought against me to make sure that they bring me down. But thank God for the Chukwu Kabiama. And thank God today, I am dishing out this message directly from my master, the Chief of Army Staff in Biafra land, telling Ngozi Orabueze for him to amend her ways from today. And for the people of Biafrans to understand that Ngozi Orabueze and Butozo have nothing in common. I believe that many of you people knows me very well. Many have seen me at the back of Ikonso carrying my flag during that time. It has been a long time, since 2017, 2018. I know when I started up this movement, talk less of our master, the Triple General, the Chief of Staff in Biafra land. Who is Ngozi Orabueze? Who is Ngozi Orabueze? Before Major General Gento, talk less of the Triple General. Ngozi Orabueze, stop insulting yourself anyhow. Stop all this nonsense that you have been doing. Can't we be ashamed of ourselves? And please, Butozo, the Triple General, is calling on Biafrans all over the world to come together. If we come together, we will achieve our goal very easily. Butozo has no any problem with anybody, and Butozo has been working assiduously to make sure that we defend the motherland. And also, we are to make Biafrans to understand that Ngozi Orabeze want to bring destruction, wants to bring divisions into the men on ground. But thank God, we are still holding strong and we are together. And we love each other, we love ourselves. So please let it be to the notice of our people that Ngozi Orabeze is not fighting for Biafra. And Ngozi Orabeze, I know you must hear and see this my broadcast. Biafra is a spirit, and Biafra is a nation that you can never escape out. Butozo, the triple general, including all the major generals, we are not here to threaten our people, and we can never threaten our people. We are only fighting to protect the motherland. We are only fighting to make sure everywhere in Biafra land is total sealed. And we must fight to the end.
We are here to fight for the protection of our people, and we must fight to the end. Very important message from our commander, General Gentle. We must fight to the end, and nothing anybody can do about that. We must continue to fight until freedom is restored.
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabangari in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
You are going to be more useless than the Hausa peasants. Thank you so much, Biafrans, for being part of this program. I want to make it categorically clear for every one of us to understand that if you are funding Ngozi Orabu Fulani, Ngozi Fulani and Emma Madabu, if you are sharing their flyers and you are joining their Zoom meetings in order to do funding, I want you to know that that fund goes straight to Nigeria, where they are using it to fund the Ebubeagu and the terrorists that are coming to Biafra land. So you are funding terrorists. You are funding terrorism against your people in the homeland. That is what it means, and you must desist from doing that from this moment. Having said that, I appreciate everybody who joined me this morning, and I want to salute our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I salute the Prime Minister, Simon Ekwanjoku. I appreciate the Acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. I salute our Information Minister, Mazi Soni Akparawa. I also appreciate the services, the good work of the Biafran Defense Forces. I salute them for their doggedness, their consistency, and their courage in defending evil against our people. I appreciate every one of you that is supporting this liberation, and Abiyama continue to fight and be with us. Thank you so much for being part of this program. And I say airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces. If you have not supported me, if you have not shared this video, please share it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it now. That's the best you can do for me now. And have a wonderful day. Airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces. And goodbye from here. See you next time tomorrow. Ndewo no mu Chineke. Ndewo no.